You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion, delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. I guess I shouldn't say repeat offender, being that Peggy Huang is a candidate for judge here in Orange County. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron, for having me on. I'm happy to be back.
Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And, of course, we are celebrating today. It's Monday, so we got to try and find something to wake us up. National Drive-In Movie Day. Do they even have drive-ins anymore? I don't. Josh, you see drive-ins? I don't know. I went to my first movie. The last time I went to a movie was Top Gun, the original. So I decided that after my grandson left Friday, I would take my wife, surprise the heck out of her because she thought I was ill or I did something wrong. Because I asked her, "Hey, you want to go to see Top Gun Maverick? Have you gone to the Yorba Linda Center there to watch a movie?"
Well, I've been to our movie theater, but I haven't gone in for Top Gun yet.
Okay, that movie theater is great.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful theater right there. Is it Yorba Linda Town Center? Is that what they call it?
Yes.
Yorba Linda Town Center. Great place to go see a movie. I didn't even fall asleep this time. Usually I have to bring something to stop the snoring because my wife gets mad when I snore at a movie. I just don't like movies. But that was a great, great movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. National Yo-Yo Day. Okay. I haven't seen a yo-yo around in ages. Josh, you have little ones. Do they allow yo-yos anymore? Okay, they allow yo. I thought they would probably outlaw them because of the string or something that you're not supposed to have. Safety hazard. You know, when you have to start telling people. I saw a picture the other day that said open box before eating the pizza. I think we've gotten a little too far where we have to tell people what to do. Applesauce Cake Day. Yeah, okay. I don't know about that one. I guess we better move right along and see what else is going on in the markets. Well, let's check it out. The Dow Jones, that's coming back. Dow Jones Industrial Average now up 58 points. S&P up 16. NASDAQ up 43.69. Oil, $118 a barrel. Ow! $118 a barrel, yeah. So looking at gasoline prices, and I gave you the formula how to figure out oil because we know where it's going. We've already said that we projected $130 a barrel. I know I see some coming up with $150 a barrel. Not a pleasant sight. Right here in California, $6.34 a gallon of gasoline. Ow! I think I paid $6.07 for premium at Costco this past weekend. $6.07. Unbelievable. It's pretty common now. We see people talking about $100 or more to fill up a tank of gas. I don't have to worry about that. Generally, I fill up at half a tank and I'm paying $60. Unbelievable. Josh, you're almost $1 a gallon cheaper than we are. $5.49 in Nevada. $5.49. Jody's at $5.13. She was trying to be the holdout there for a long time. $5.13 in Arizona. And let's check Lori, our tremendous underwriter. She's still $4.45 a gallon, below the national average. Not a pleasant topic to discuss. Unbelievable. Now, Peggy, I don't know if you're going to be able to get in on this conversation because, as a candidate for judge, they got to be careful of what they're talking about. I don't, because I'm not a candidate for anything. I've got way too many skinny skeletons, and having done over 3,000 radio shows, there's no hiding my opinions. But I eat a lot. You probably noticed I'm oversized. I went into a sandwich shop on Saturday, I think it was, maybe Friday or Saturday, one of those. Friday afternoon, we went to a sandwich shop locally here. Great sandwiches, Board and Brew. If you've never been there in Southern California, they're opening a lot of stores. And I see this sheet of paper on the cash register. Josh, you're going to love this because you're in Nevada, back in America. Here in Calizuela, we don't have nearly the freedom you do there. But if you want a lid for your drink, you have to ask for a lid. They can't give you a lid without you asking. If you want, I'm sorry, they think they give you a cup still. I didn't order a drink, so I'm not sure about that. You want a plastic fork? No. You got to ask for that. Even if it's for a salad, you have to tell them, hey, I need a fork, please. A knife, you got to ask for that. Went to Starbucks on Saturday morning. If you want a stopper, you got to ask for it. They don't put a stopper in anymore. They did put a lid on the cup. I guess that's for safety reasons. Want a sleeve on there? Got to ask for that. Now, I don't know what happens if they put a stopper in the cup, because it is a new law that went into effect on June 1st that single-use plastic food items has to be requested. You can't just get it anymore. Now, I don't know. I didn't look it up. What's the penalty for a stirrer violation? Now, I know in California, you can do almost anything you want. You don't go to jail. Especially if you go in Los Angeles, right? You can do anything in Los Angeles. Orange County, we're a little bit more civil out here. They're just barbarians out there. I shouldn't say that, but I do. But I wonder what the consequences would be for putting a stirrer, if you're a 17 or 18-year-old working at Starbucks and you put a stopper in the cup without being asked. Do the stopper police come? I mean, they got a lot of homeless people over there by the Starbucks. They're allowed to be there, but putting a stopper in, that's against the law. Are you able to even say anything? Have you even heard about this one?
I didn't even know such law existed. So that's a new one. But there are advocates out there, and I call them the consumer police.
The anti-stopper advocate. Can I get a business card with that on there? Maybe get a banner that says anti-stopper. Or maybe I'm on the other side of the fence on this one. Maybe I should be the stopper police. I just don't get it. But I guess I should get off my soapbox and get back to something that's a little bit more meaningful, like what's going on in this world? I know the president says our economy is doing real well, but how long can we keep going with gas to fill up your gas tank over $100? I saw a report this morning. Credit card debt is increasing again. That's not going to be good, because eventually the credit cards are going to, as long as you're not in the government, credit cards get maxed out. When that happens, then what's going to happen? Well, you don't have to worry about buying baby formula because we don't have any of that. And I noticed there's 20,000 tons of grain sitting in the port of Ukraine. So I'm not going to probably be buying cereal soon. Unbelievable what's going on. And the president thinks it's all going really well. Although he might not have been so excited over the weekend. And I don't advocate this one at all. But a small plane apparently got into the president's airspace when he was at the beach. Talk about, had to run him, I think, to a local bank or something. They put him in a vault or so. I don't know what they did, but Secret Service had to act and get the military jets up there running around. A lot of craziness going on around, and we're voting on, or we're having to deal with stoppers in our coffee cup. Unreal. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, how do you decide whether you want to vote for a judge or not? I don't know. Why you need an expert to determine the right price for your home. And I know I've got 6 ways college students can build credit, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numero 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. 1990, the Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990. Yes, bank statement loans, stated income loans, 1099 loans, I-10s, all the fancy stuff as well as the basics. Yes, they've got all of them. And as I talk about the basics, maybe I should throw in, let's take a look at what the market's doing today. It's been a challenging day in the markets already, and it's not even, well, if you're listening to us as we record here in the morning, it's about 9:15 here in the morning. If you're listening to us on the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, I know it's about 6:15 in the evening, but let's take a look. The 10-year Treasury is up 6 basis points. For some reason, my feed on the S&P 500 isn't working properly, but I'll go to another one. And that says we're up 9.95. We were up significantly higher earlier. What's going on? Mortgage-backed securities are down 30 basis points. I'll tell you why in a minute. But as I tell you every week, regardless of what you hear in the media, and I'll tell you what the media told you, and I'll tell you what the truth is. because you don't always get that from the media. So on last week, June 2nd, Freddie Mac gave us their mortgage market survey, and they told us that interest rates are 5.09, the year before 2.99. So what's that, about 40%, almost double there on interest rates. We know gas prices have already doubled. But let's take a look and see what OBMMI says. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry. Calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. 30-year mortgage on Friday, 5.412. Wait a second, Freddie Mac said 5.09, but the reality is 5.412. How'd that be? Well, we'll watch. Jumbo's 5.062, FHA 5.301. Best loan on the market for those that deserve it the most are veterans. 30-year FHA loan or VA loan, 5.024. First time I've seen that one jump over the 5% mark in a long time. USDA 5.313. And for those people that insist on a 15-year mortgage because they don't listen to Ron Siegel Radio and we share why you should not have a 15-year, 4.42 is the 15-year mortgage. That's where they locked at. But the why question, why is it happening? Why are we doing this? Why are we seeing these numbers? Well, here's just a little bit of information on what's going on in the world from the financial standpoint. It's all about inflation. We are heading into a recession. Will it be here? Are we already there? Maybe. We'll find that out soon enough. They'll know that probably the third or fourth week of July is when we'll find that answer out. But we're heading there. According to Lacey Hunt, one of the brightest minds in economics, a bond money manager who's got some tremendous results, 1 year, 5 year, 10-year, 25-year results, always at the top of the game. He says a recession is inevitable. He doesn't think it's going to come until 2023. He thinks that inflation will start to abate by the fourth quarter. Interest rates will start to come down, is what his commentary is. He believes the 10-year will come back under 2% next year. That's why I say do those cash out refinances right now. Do the home improvements, get the bills paid, get on a plan with a liability advisor. Yes, we are certified liability advisors. Get that in place because the cash out refi has an extra charge to it. Then when interest rates are lower a year from now, guess what? You take advantage of it without that cash out refi hit. Just throw that out there for you. The Federal Reserve says they're going to get rid of some of their debt on their balance sheet. Does anybody believe that? But they say $47.5 billion is the reduction of total $17.5 billion mortgage-backed securities, $30 billion in treasuries. That means they are going to put that or let that go back on the market. What does that mean to you? Less demand for those bonds. When the demand goes down, well, the price is also going to go down, which means the rates will go up. Now, the Federal Reserve, they're not going to have the guts to continue with what they say they're going to do. I'm just throwing that out there for you. They don't have the guts for it because they're watching the stock market tumble. People having to go back to work. Their retirements are not as safe and secure as they thought they were. Federal Reserve will capitulate, and that's when we'll start seeing some of the change in the stock market. And hopefully they'll do it. They won't do it before the bond market is completely trashed. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's learn. Tomorrow we get to vote. Well, I shouldn't say that. Some people get to vote tomorrow. I actually voted already because I've had a mail-in or an absentee ballot for decades. I did that starting when I was traveling so much because I never knew if I was going to be around for an election. But it's my duty to vote. It's yours too. But before you exercise that duty, in my opinion, and I can only give my opinion, I can't give anyone else's, get educated, right? Don't just go in and circle or fill in the spot that's on there because it's your friend or your family or your next door neighbor's dog walker's best friend or something along those lines. Spend the time. There's a lot we learned, or we honored those that gave their life last week, the week before, for us to have the right to vote and for us to get educated for just a few minutes. So today, what we get to chat about is we're going to learn how you become a judge. How do we research a judge? Peggy Huang is with us. She's a candidate for judge. Which judge number?
I'm judge number 30.
Judge 30. Okay, so that's an interesting one in itself. So how many judges are there in Orange County?
Well, we have over 150 judges on the
Wow.
bench, and every 2 years, a third of them will be up for election.
Okay, so a third of them. So you're 30 out of 30.
Well, the 30 actually doesn't make a difference. It's just an assignment. What they do is the third that's up for election, it's by alphabetical order. They go down, and A is number 1, and they just number each person by their letter of their last name. That's how
Okay.
it runs.
Okay, so if I were to run for judge, which I never would, I'd be at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, if you're at us, maybe you're at number 120, whatever that number is. And most of these judges you will not see on your ballot because they're running unopposed.
So if you're unopposed, you don't even make the ballot.
No, you're just get to extend your term another 6 years.
And do many people oppose a judge?
Well, it's not very common. When you do, it's pretty much the end of your legal career. I mean, I don't.
Whoa. Okay, that's
see
an interesting
many of
one.
them. It's just not common for judges to be challenged. Even though you hear some bad judges, nobody will step up.
That's interesting because as a lawyer, you have to be able to work with a judge, and if you've opposed that judge, that might be a problem. But then the other judges look at it as well, and they say, if John Smith opposed Judge 2, is he going to expose me too? And maybe they've got a bad feeling about him.
Yeah, whatever reasons, and I think that is unfortunate for our democracy. I mean, this is a branch of the government that you have a constitutional right to elect the judge that you want, and unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
So, hypothetically, I think you said one of the judges when we were talking before the show, one of the people that was going to be reelected or reappointed or reaffirmed, whatever the right term is, passed away unexpectedly and obviously he's not going to judge anymore.
No,
he's being judged, but not going to judge.
No. Well, that's the office I'm running for. He is a well-known judge, well-respected, very good judge. Unexpectedly passed away before the filing deadline expired and closed. So as a result, he was technically an incumbent who failed to file for re-election.
Okay. But here's the question I want to throw at you, Peggy, is say he had been reaffirmed for his next, 6 years?
6 years.
6 years. So say he had been reaffirmed this year and February 1st, then next year, he passes. What happens to that seat? Does it stay vacant until we can vote on somebody?
No. So when a judge retires or unexpectedly pass away, whatever reason, leaves his post before the term is expired, then the governor of California gets to appoint.
Isn't that special? I'm not going to have you enter that comment. So the governor goes and reappoints that person for the remainder of that term, or do they come up next at the next voting opportunity?
So how it works is if they're unexpired terms, you can apply to the governor for an appointment. So right now there are hundreds of attorneys who have filed an application with the governor for an appointment, and they'll select the county they want. So if there's an unexpired term that needs to be filled, the governor will work down that list and appoint someone to that unexpired term. And then at the end of the term, they're up for technically re-election.
So they could end up serving 4 or 5 years without ever having been faced the voter.
Yes.
And then no one's going to run against them, so they can have the rest of their career. I'll appoint now. Is there any sort of a confirmation by the state's assembly or senate?
When it's an appointed position, it's not a confirmation. What it's called a judicial nomination evaluation, and a committee will look at the candidate's application and rank them and say, yes, this is a qualified judge, gives it back to the governor and said, we rated this person. and then the judge, the governor will just appoint. There's no confirmation, not at the Superior Court level. You'll see that for the Supreme Court, but not at the Court of.
So it's not like the federal judges that go. The president nominates them, and the Senate has to confirm them.
No, not for the state judges.
Okay, qualified judge. When we come back, we're going to talk to Peggy. How do you qualify to be a judge? Could I be a judge? I doubt it. We're going to talk to Peggy when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll also chat about 6 ways college students can build credit and why you need an expert to determine the right price for your house. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or RonSiegelRadio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you missed any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com. Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit RonSiegelRadio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452. You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Visit rsrhomescout.com, rsrhomescout.com. Find out what your property is valued at according to 3 different sources. That's the 4th tab over. You can get that on a regular basis if you want it. If you're looking to buy a new house, there's all kinds of data on there, and it actually has the best data available. Why? Because it's available for 97% of the country. No other MLS service has that available for you. No advertising, no commitments, no spamming you. It just gives you the information you want to know. Why you need an expert to determine the right price for your house. If your lifestyle has changed recently and you're ready to make a move, taking advantage of today's seller's market might be just the answer for your summer plans. With homes continuing to get multiple offers, this could be your moment to get the contract you're looking for on your house if you're ready to sell. And here's the thing, you need an expert on your side to ensure you make all the right moves when you do, especially when it comes to pricing your house. Even in this competitive market, you can't stick a price tag on your home and get the deal you want. A key piece of the puzzle is setting the right asking price. So you can help buyers notice your home and get excited about it. From the very first time they view the listing, that's where a real estate professional comes in. Why pricing your house right is important. The price you set for your house sends a message to potential buyers. Price it too low, you might raise questions about your home's condition or lead buyers to assume something's wrong with the property. Not to mention, if you undervalue your house, you could leave money on the table, which decreases your future buying power. On the other hand, price it too high and you run the risk of deterring buyers. When that happens, you may have to do a price drop to try to reignite interest in your house when it sits on the market for a while. But be aware that a price drop can be seen as a red flag for some buyers who will wonder why the price was reduced and what that means about the home. In other words, thinking of pricing your home as a target. Your goal is to aim directly for the center, not too high, not too low. Sounds like the Three Bears, but right at the market value. Pricing your house fairly based on market conditions increases the chances you'll have more buyers who are interested in purchasing it. That makes it more likely you'll see multiple offers too, and if a bidding war happens, you'll likely get an even higher final price. Plus, when homes are priced right, they tend to sell quickly. To get a look into the potential downside of overpricing or underpricing your house and the perks that come with pricing it at market value, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, our social channels, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing a chart. Underpricing it decreases your future buying power, leaves money on the table by undervaluing your house. Buyers may assume something's wrong. Better at market value, I like a little bit below market just to get more people to see it. Although, if you're working with an area trusted real estate professional of Ron Siegel Radio, you're going to get 30 to 40,000 views of your property on social channels. Ask your realtor if they've got that happening for them. Better chance of a bidding war, more likely to get an offer at or above list price, likely to sell quickly. Overpriced, may need a price drop. We don't do that on Ron Siegel Radio. We use some of that money to maybe assist the buyer with the rent or the mortgage payment. Instead of subsidized mortgage payments. What do you think about that one? Mm-hmm. Likely to sit on the market longer. High price tag may deter buyers. Lean on a professional's expertise. There are several factors that go into pricing your house, and balancing them is a key. That's why it's important to lean on an expert real estate advisor when you're ready to move. A local real estate advisor is knowledgeable about the value of homes in your neighborhood, the current demand for homes in today's market, the condition of your house and how it affects the value. A real estate professional will balance these factors to make sure the price of your house makes the best first impression and gives you the greatest return on your investment in the end. Bottom line, if you're thinking about selling, pricing your house appropriately is key. Let's connect to make sure your house is priced right for the local market and for your home's condition and to stand out from the competition. Again, as always, I ask you, if you have any friends, family, or coworkers looking to buy, sell, or borrow on real estate, ask them to give us a call. We'll put them in touch with an area trusted professional. And if you want to know what's going on in your market, I'm going to share with you. Now, I'm going to just give you a simple one here because I don't know where you live. But if you will go to rsrlistyl.com, rsrlistyl.com, you can actually go to that. That's a Yorba Linda listing of what's happening in the marketplace for Yorba Linda. But you can actually put in any zip code you want in the U.S., and it'll tell you how long the properties have been on the market. It'll tell you the median days, the days on the listing prices. It gives you so much information that, well, I'll just give you an idea right here, right now, just because we can. Average days on the market, average median days on the market, price decreases, price increases, relisted inventory, median rent, market action, median home price. What are the all this data? What prices are coming onto the market at? Everything is right there. And it tells you, is it a seller's market for that zip code or a buyer's market? Now, Yorba Linda is actually at 84. Anything over 30 is a seller's market. Yorba Linda was in the 90s just recently. It's 84 now. Are we in a changing market? You know we are. That's the real-time real estate segment brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. So we're going to continue our conversation. Peggy Huang is a candidate for Orange County judge. You didn't bring a gavel, did you?
No, I didn't. I should have, huh?
You should have brought a
There you
gavel.
go.
God, I would have thought of that. I would have brought one, Peggy. Judge number 30. So how do you, when we were talking before the break, and if you missed it, you missed a lot. Go back and listen. RonSiegelRadio.com, radio archives, first tab, and we'll have the show broadcast. It's posted usually by about 6 in the evening. So before the break, we were talking that if there's a need for an appointment, the governor gets to do it. Elections have consequences. That's why we're paying such high gas prices. I digress. But the government does that, and you go before a panel to find out if the judge is qualified. How do they decide that? Do they like you or not like you, or?
It's a pretty extensive application, and they'll also do a survey of all the attorneys that you provide some names to them, and they will also randomly contact attorneys in the state bar. And so
you have to be a judge and an attorney.
You have to be an attorney. To be
Okay.
a judge, you have to be an attorney for a minimum of 10 years.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's good at least. So at least you got some experience.
Right. So you're not going to
maybe not in the area that you're adjudicating, but you got experience.
You get some experience. And so that's the appointment process, which is, you go through this. And then on the election side, you still meet that minimum requirement of 10 years. But the electorate gets to rank you, decide whether or not they want someone like you or myself on the bench, and they will go through our qualifications.
So does the electorate ever get to place a vote of no confidence?
Unfortunately, no. That's a great question. You don't just get to vote on a judge right now, but we had in the past in San Jose, if you recall, there was a judge that handed down on a ruling on a sentence on a case that the people were not happy with, so they tried to recall that judge. So that can happen.
So it can be recalled.
Yeah, they can be recalled.
Okay, I guess that's interesting. So what is? Do you have a platform when you're running for council or mayor or governor? You have a platform. As a judge, do you have something like that?
What I do, actually, I put it in front of you.
Oh.
I do have a platform.
Ah, look at that! I didn't even see it.
So I'm focusing, of course, on my very vast and diverse legal experience. I have 25 years of legal practice, and most attorneys have a specialty that they go into for their entire career. I've been in various types of law: juvenile, family, criminal, civil, administrative law. So I've been everywhere in the past 25 years. Really just be able to be one of those judges that a supervising judge can just put me in any court and get to work.
So do judges really, I don't know the right way. I'm not trying to be flippant or rude. Do judges have to really be that knowledgeable, or is it the job of the attorneys that are presenting to make sure that they've presented the case law for the judge to review?
Well, it's helpful if you have that basic knowledge. It's always helpful, but it's not required. As long as the judge is willing to work hard, do the legal research in the area of law that they're not familiar with. Attorneys will file briefs on arguments and citing cases that are favorable to them. And it's up to the judge to go through the law and do their own legal research so they can understand and what is being argued and make the right decision.
Okay. So is the research, is it difficult? I mean, because you got a lot of years worth, and people want a judge to really just, you almost expect that the judges are all knowing, right? I mean, if we go in front of a judge, unfortunately, I've done that a couple times, right? And you expect, well, the judge knows everything.
It's not possible to know everything. I'm learning every single day. Even though I've been a prosecutor for 15 years, almost 15 years, I'm learning something new every day. But when you have that foundational knowledge, you know where to begin. It really
Okay,
starts
yeah.
your legal research a little bit easier because hey, I know in this body of law what the rule of law is, and you just start from. It's a good starting point for you.
Now, do you have to do that yourself, or like? And I don't. Again, I'm really ignorant, so I'm just throwing the questions out there. At the Supreme Court, I saw that they all have legal clerks that do a lot of the research for them. Does a local judge have someone similar?
They can, if they have the ability to hire an extern or a law clerk to do some research for them. That is possible.
So they give you a budget to do all those things, or how does that work?
It can be part of the budget, but most of the time it's free work.
Oh, okay.
But there are money set aside for practitioners to be research attorneys. And there might be money for a judge for hiring an extern for a summer. But most of the time, the law student will come in and work for free.
So just to bolster their resume, so that they've got experience when they graduate.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so we're getting educated on the, because there are a lot of judges on the ballot this time.
It's very unusual that we have 9 vacancies. That means they retired. They finished their term and they decide not to run for the next 6 years. So they have decided to retire, or in office 30, the unexpected and unfortunate passing of a judge. Otherwise, a lot of judges they just retire whenever they want to. And so the governor will appoint someone to finish their term.
Interesting. When we come back, I want to find out, when you're voting for a candidate, you ask them, what's your opinion of X? Can we ask a judge that? I don't know. We're going to find out when we come back. Are they districts like in cities and counties, or is it for the whole county, the whole state? We'll learn about that one as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694552.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you can retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis, rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Your Credit Matters segment today being brought to you by CreditSanitizer.com. You have a credit report, it is wrong. They all are. What are you doing about it? Credit Sanitizer has these solutions for you. 6 ways college students can build credit. As a college student, you're doing important work that will affect your future. But beyond your education, there are other things you can do to set yourself up for success after graduation. One of those things is start building your credit history. Students don't have as many credit opportunities as consumers who have established credit profiles. But the sooner you start the process, the more opportunities you'll have as you leave school and start your career. Here are 6 steps college students can take to build a credit history from scratch. Number 1, apply for a credit card. Credit cards are one of the best ways to build your credit history because you technically don't have to pay interest. Simply use the card for everyday purchases and pay it off in full every month by the due date. I will tell you, as I always do, the due date is irrelevant. Pay it off before the statement closing date. That's how you get your credit scores to be improved. In doing this, your credit card issuer will report the payments to the National Credit Reporting Agencies, and that information will be considered by your FICO scores. Also, keeping your credit utilization ratio, or there's a percentage of your available credit that you're using at a given time, low will help you establish a positive history. Student credit cards are available to and specifically designed for college students. You may be able to earn rewards and extra perks for good payment behavior. If you can't qualify for a student credit card, you may also consider a secured credit card, though that option requires an upfront security deposit to get approved. Number 2, get added as an authorized user on a parent's credit card. Whether or not you choose to get a credit card on your own, ask a parent if they can add you as an authorized user on their credit card account. When they add you, you'll receive a card for your use that's tied to their account, and the entire account history will be added to your credit report as long as the account has a positive payment history. That means it's a long-standing credit card. It's got a high limit, low utilization, paid on time. It's going to help your FICO score. Make interest-only student loan payments. College students generally are not required to make payments on their student loans while they're in school. In fact, you can typically count on a 6-month grace period after you graduate, leave school, or drop below half-time status before your payments are due. However, while your student loan accounts are on your credit report, you may not benefit much from them until you start making payments. Making interest-only payments, as a result, will not only positively affect your credit history, but will also keep you in the interest from capitalizing and adding your student loan balance. If you have a federal student loans, keep in mind that interest will not accrue on your loans until September 2022. We'll see what happens. Number 4, try to get credit from rent and utility payments. Rent and utility payments have historically not been included in consumer credit reports, but some companies, including Paylease, Rental Karma, and RentTrack, may be able to help you add rent payments to your credit file. Additionally, Experian Boost can help you add utility, phone, and even streaming service payments to your Experian credit report. The newest FICO scores will incorporate this information if it shows up in your credit file, so it could potentially help you establish a wider foundation. Ask a parent to co-sign a loan and consider a credit builder loan. Those are the 6 items for you. I'm going to say stick with number 1. That's the best one, because if you have your own cell phone, if you're paying that cell phone bill, if you're paying your own internet bill, pay it and set it up on an auto pay. Don't use a credit card for other things if you can help it. Never, ever use a debit card. That'll always be a problem because of fraud. but get a credit card, low balance, and just make sure you go online, especially as a student. You're online all the time anyway. I know. It's what's a Discord channels or whatever those things are. I'm old, but I don't know all about them. But the bottom line is you're online anyway. Find out what your balance is right before the statement closing date. Make a payment. If there is anything when your credit card comes out, pay that at the due date. Make 2 payments every month. Do that with 2 or 3 credit cards. Watch what that does for your credit scores. That's your Credit Matters segment, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. They all are. What are you doing about it? Continue our conversation. Peggy Huang is with us today. She's a candidate for judge number 30 here in Orange County. So, Peggy, does that mean when you do these, is that a county-wide race, a city race, a district race? Who's voting for you?
It's the entire Orange County.
All of the county?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And is there anybody else running against you?
I have 4 other opponents. So there are
4
5
others.
of us running for office 30.
5 for office 30.
Yes.
And there's 10 different judges up right now?
There are 9 spots.
9 spots.
24 candidates in total.
So I guess nobody's running unopposed for those.
No.
Is it a strategy to figure out where you're gonna which slot you want?
There's some that make kind of strategize. They heard who's going to be running, and so they might specifically target that seat to run against that opponent.
What are so I guess is there name recognition part of this? I mean, because most of us don't know too much about judges. I mean, I'm not going to go and really, I look at the endorsements and things like, and those that I've talked to, do a little research. If just my opinion, if it's endorsed by the SEIU, I'm going to say no, so that makes it easy for me. But how does somebody know or do research to be a prudent voter?
Well, yeah, and the great question. And I think, that's been quite of a challenge for a lot of the candidates who get our experience out there to let them know who we are. Name recognition definitely helps. That's what I have a little bit of in terms of advantage of being an elected official. But, for myself, because I'm an appellate attorney, you get to see my body of work through the numerous published and unpublished cases that's already available online. Some of those cases also have my briefs already online. So researching me is actually very easy.
Yeah, but who's going to really do that? I mean,
but it's tough.
I'm a fairly prudent voter, right? I talk to a lot of candidates. I do some research. I must admit, I didn't look up one. I looked at who the endorsers were. That means a lot to me. But I mean, I wouldn't even know if I looked up your cases, I wouldn't know if that was good or bad.
Yeah, and I totally understand the difficulty of that. And I'm running on a platform of being tough, prosecutor, strong on law enforcement, and definitely have the body of work to support that, as well as other legal writings that I have done in support of the fact that I have experience in many different fields of law. I've been on this show before talking about land use. So definitely, for me, I have that background and trying to get the message out there to the electorate. But I understand the difficulty mainly is through looking at endorsement. A lot of people do look at endorsement matter. I've been endorsed by the Sheriff's Department, as well as a lot of elected officials on both sides of the aisle. And I think that says a lot as well when you get endorsement from elected officials who are both parties. It says you have, you're independent, you can make decisions, and you're not
fair decisions.
Fair decision. You're very fair and objective because both sides have endorsed me.
A lot of interesting stuff. So I'm going to throw out a fun topic that I have, but I'm not going to ask you to answer it. Is a judge position the place that one goes to retire? Now, is that like a retirement plan? Is it that easy? Not easy, but is it that you're not having to look for cases anymore? You got you're going to have a salary. Is it a retirement plan?
No, I think for people who want to do it, it's just really for myself and many of the candidates, it's about wanting to solve the problems When you're an advocate, you're just arguing on one side.
Sure.
But being a judge, you get to look at both sides and really trying to solve that problem that's really at the heart of the issue for one of the parties, both parties, and make that determination. And some people are good at it, some people are not.
Maybe some like it, and maybe some don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll just become the next Judge Judy.
Oh,
I don't know.
that'd
You're
be really
listening
awesome.
that would be cool, right? You saw her before she became famous on TV. We'll see. But good luck to you. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
As always, I ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.